This week in Indie Comics, where we highlight some indie books that are coming out this new comic book day, February 11th. As always, if there's anything that I don't mention that you're really hyped about, drop a comment. Let's get into it. First up from Dark Horse Comics, we have The Crown, A Tale of Hell #1. This is a Hellboy story where Hellboy, his father, uncle, and half-brothers are all fighting for the control of Satan's dormant throne. So he's no longer in charge. They're all fighting for the crown. Sounds pretty interesting. This is co-written by Mike Mignola and Todd Mignola and art by Warwick Johnson Cadwell. Next up, we have a little Valentine's Day special from Oni Press called Tortured Hearts #1. This has a big slew of writers working on this as there's a bunch of mini stories going on here. So basically, love is pain. The way they describe it is that have you ever been in love and it's been ended, it ended so bad that it felt like your heart was ripped out by Cupid himself? Well, check this out because basically I guess we're getting a lot of physical pain happening as a result of emotional pain. So should be interesting. Next up, Dark Souls Mother of Mourning #3 by Titan Comics. This is written by George Mann, art by Man House. I'm not reading this one myself, but I always love to bring light to it when a new issue is coming out because I haven't played Dark Souls. I'll probably get around to reading something like this if/when I ever get around to Dark Souls. I've played some FromSoft games like Elden Ring and Sekiro, which I fucking love, but no Dark Souls, surprisingly. Anyway, I just think it's so cool when video games start to branch out and you get comics, you get different stories coming from them. I think it's really cool. And if you like Dark Souls, which I know a lot of people do, I'd probably check this out. And lastly, we have Ordained #2 coming out this week, but we're also getting a reprinting of Ordained #1. This story seemed pretty interesting to me, but because of this great series that I started doing, I looked into it a little more. Basically, the story is this. The main character became a priest later in life, and his main job is reading people their last rites and getting them forgiven of all their sins by God and whatever when they're dying. So he does it at a hospital nearby. He ends up doing it to this one person one day who reveals a ridiculous amount of crimes that they've committed. Turns out it's actually the boss of the Irish mafia, and he let out all of his crimes, but he makes a miraculous recovery the next day. And after that happens, he's like, yo, this priest actually knows all my secrets. I can't have that happen. So he starts kind of, I guess, hunting down the main character, and the main character's got to survive. So it actually sounds really interesting. I might end up picking this one up and ordering it for my LCS. I'll obviously do a review if I do. But yeah, we're getting a reprinting of #1 coming out today, or excuse me, this upcoming new comic book day. And then we also have #2 coming out then. So could be a nice little 1 for 2 that you get. Anyway, yeah. So that's it for this week in Indie Comics. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. As always, drop a comment if there's something that you're excited about that I don't mention, and any other comments you might have. So thank you so much again. Have a great day. Take care.